Hey, what's up carnivores? Zach here with American Smoke, and today we're gonna make an experimental video using a Boston butt. This is something that I've been thinking about for quite some time now, and I think that I'm ready to just go ahead and do this video. I call this the ultimate bark butt. We're gonna see how much bark or outside meat for the barbecue connoisseurs. How much outside meat we can get on one Boston butt. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing out, get it prepped, and get it ready to rock and roll. Okay, so my plan today is to remove the bone from this pork butt, and then we are gonna be laying this thing out and trying to get as much meat exposed to the smoke as possible. My strategy is gonna be to go along the bone and just sort of debone this Boston butt. If you do this, you wanna be very careful and not to cut your arm off, because typically, if you're like me, using a relatively sharp knife, and sharp knives and slippery surfaces tend to be somewhat treacherous. And just like that, the bone is free. So now we can start to look at this thing and see what we're dealing with here. I think what I'm gonna do is, since it's already sort of splayed out from where the bone was in there, we're just gonna continue right down through that area, open it on up a little bit without cutting it in half, because it's already got a hole right there. And so now what I've got is a pretty uniform 2 to 3 inch thick chunk of Boston butt. That is gonna be how I do this, and that will be a lot more bark on the Boston butt. We're gonna be putting some PS seasonings, the barbecue general rub, not super heavy, but not super light. Flip that over. You can remove the fat cap if you like. I'm just gonna leave mine on just to see how that do. Make sure you get your edges, get the old gobbity-goop on there. You wanna make sure to get in all the little crevices that we made. I'm gonna flip that back over. Now, if you don't like mustard and you wanna use olive oil or hot sauce or whatever, man, do what you do. Since I'm gonna be cooking the fat side down on this butt, we're gonna flip it back over and we're gonna add in our Killer Hogs barbecue rub. Honestly and truthfully, I am trying to use this up and make some room in my spice rack. My spice drawer is what you call heavy laden. Good thing about this rub from Malcolm Reed and Killer Hogs, you can go heavy with it, and it really adds a great color. And so since this is my ultimate bark butt, man, I'm all about that color, baby. I want that bark to shine. I want a lot of outside meat. I don't want to play no games today. Some barbecue joints, you know, you pull up and you order a couple pounds of pulled pork and you can request outside meat. I know that because I do. I want to open that up where that bone was, make sure we're getting plenty in there. The flavor on this should be out of this world. And so great news is the barbecue rub is just about gone. So I've managed to open up 2 square inches in my spot that my wife has allowed me to designate for my seasonings. All right, so that's how it's gonna go on the smoker right there. We're gonna let that sweat on for a minute, and then we'll be going into the smoker at 250 degrees. All right, let's get this ultimate bark butt into the pit. I wanna spread it out a little bit, make sure that it's not too bunched up, but it does have a consistent 2 to 3 inch thickness all the way around. We're gonna close it up. Today I am burning applewood pellets and applewood chips in my smoke tube. I can tell you this, it smells better. I'm also running half and half blend of the Pit Boss apple pellets and the charcoal blend. So that's gonna be everything that's working together to put bark on this butt today. Okay, so we are at the 4-hour mark, spritzing about every hour, and the bark on this thing is insane. I mean, insane. My meter has me at 170 degrees internal temp right now in that thick point, so we're just gonna push through the stall unwrapped and see what it do. All right, carnivores, so the meter has alerted me that the internal temp of the Boston butt is at 200 degrees, 201. It's kind of bouncing back and forth. Now's the time to get it out. It's always a good sign when you pull it out of the pit and a couple pieces stick to the grate. Just gonna let that sit for a little while and cool, and then I'm gonna wrap it in some foil and let it rest for a little bit. I wanna let it cool down before I wrap it though. That way we don't soften up that bark too much. I know who's getting that. So in the name of preserving bark, I've decided not to use full. I had mentioned full before, and that was because I had full down here. But we're not gonna take the lazy route. We got up to about 205 right after it come out of the pit, and it's been sitting out for about 10 minutes now, and it's down to 184, so the temperature is coming down pretty well. We have got a tough bark on the outside, but as soon as you break through the bark, it's very soft in there. So definitely not the same as cooking a butt intact. I'm excited to see what all this outside meat is going to do for the flavor. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up in some paper, let it rest for about another 10 or 15 minutes just to let some of that fat solidify just a little bit, hopefully improve the quality of the pork. So this is just going to be a simple wrap. All I'm going to do is just see if I can pick it up without it breaking. Oh, just going to fold it up and flip it over, and that's pretty much all that's going to take. I'll be back in about 15 minutes to do a little bit of cutting and a little bit of tasting and see what the biz is with the ultimate bark butt. So it's been about 20 minutes now, and that's about as long as I'm going to wait. If this was just for something for me to eat, I would wait another hour or so just to kind of let all of that fat soak back into that meat and really, you know, make it better. But for the video, we're just gonna go ahead, get it out, check it out, and see what's up. Oh my gosh, it feels better. It feels so much better. I wish I could make myself wait. I'm using my phone to video this, so I can't check my internal temp with the meter, but we will check it with this thermopop. 156, 157 right there. We're ready to rock and roll. Pull the meter out. I think that I am going to cut this thing in half right here. Nice smoke ring already, you can see that. We're gonna cut this one up almost like a brisket, just to kind of get a look at the cross section. Great smoke ring, fat still juicy, pull apart, shreddable, easily shreddable. Ooh, mama. You can see here, it's just very juicy. Tons of outside meat, which was the whole purpose of this video. Let's get some of this one over here, see what's going on with this. This is a thicker section. You can see we've got the fat cap has just rendered beautifully in the bottom. Lots of juicy juicies. I would say it's probably not the juiciest Boston butt, but you know, saying that, I've never cut up a Boston butt like this. So I think if I had let this rest maybe a little bit longer, I'm gonna take another run at this because look at that smoke penetration. I definitely like how much outside meat there is on this. Look at that beautiful smoke ring though. So I don't know if this would be better to go lower and slower or hotter and faster. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section down below. See that bite right there? I think that's gonna be my bite. All outside meat. Tons of outside meat. If you're a fan of outside meat, this is the way to go. If you're a fan of just super tender pulled pork, maybe, you know, leave the bone in and cook it like you normally would, but all you need is a bun and some sauce, maybe a little coleslaw. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Where's my bark bite that I had a while ago? I think I'm gonna try a little bit of this fat cap. Malcolm Reed, that barbecue rub, combined with that general rub from PS Seasonings. Man, that is just really good. And the best thing about this, there's my piece. The best thing about this, if you're the person who picks through the barbecue to get the little burnt pieces, the little outside bark pieces, man, you're in hog heaven with this. I know you're supposed to love, you know, all things tender when it comes to slow cooked barbecue. There's something about that tough exterior, that bark, makes my day. Filled with flavor, tons of smoke. I don't know if y'all saw, but I used a new method on my smoke tube where I intermingled pellets and chips. It worked really well. That is mighty fine. You can't do this and expect a typical Boston butt because this is an atypical Boston butt, filleted open without the bone, spread out thin. But man, it's good. Y'all try this. If you like outside meat, give this a shot. I think my light's about to blow over. I don't have anybody out here with me, so y'all give this a shot. Let me know what you think. I'll vouch for it, man. It's so good. Tender enough to tear apart, shred, make pulled pork sandwiches with it, or just cut it up in slices, plate it a little different, experience something a little bit different with a cheap, affordable cut of meat. I always love trying new things, so we're about to tear into this thing. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button for me. If you're not a subscriber, make sure to become a subscriber, and I'll see y'all in the next video.